In the depths of a darkening forest, a lost man stumbles upon a seemingly deserted cabin, seeking refuge from the creeping chill of night. But as the firelight flickers, a disturbing sight catches his breath. A painting of a face, frozen in terror, that seems to watch his every move. What begins as a night of uneasy sleep spirals into a haunting ordeal, culminating in a chilling morning revelation that turns everything he believed on its head. The sun was a fading ember, its last rays barely cutting through the dense canopy of the forest as a man pushed through the underbrush. His heart pounded in his chest, not just from the exertion, but from the growing dread that he was hopelessly lost. The deeper he ventured, the darker it became, the trees looming like silent sentinels around him. Just when the darkness seemed to swallow him whole, he spotted it. A small weathered cabin, half hidden by the thick woods. Relief washed over him as the cold night was quickly closing in. He approached cautiously, pushing open the creaking door to reveal a dusty, dimly lit room. The air inside was thick with the smell of age and decay, as if it had been untouched for years. A single bed, a rickety wooden table, and a fireplace were the only furnishings. He quickly set to work, lighting a fire in the hearth to fend off the deepening chill. As the flames flickered to life, they cast a grotesque shadow on the wall, illuminating something that made his breath catch. A face. A painting was hanging on the wall, depicting a horrifying face, frozen in expression of sheer terror. The eyes were wide, mouth slightly agape as if caught in a silent scream. The man's skin prickled, with a sense of unease, so profound it felt like icy fingers tracing his spine. The eyes seemed to follow him, staring with an intensity that made his chest tighten. He forced himself to turn away, shaking off the irrational fear that clung to him. It was just a painting, he told himself, nothing more. But as he moved about the room, preparing for an uneasy sleep, the feeling of being watched grew unbearable. The eyes. It felt like they were always on him. When he finally lay down on the bed, the room was plunged into darkness, save for the dying glow of the fire. He tried to sleep, but the face was etched into his mind, the haunting gaze impossible to forget. Hours passed. The fire dwindled to embers, and the cabin seemed to breathe with the night, expanding and contracting in the silence. Every creak of the cabin, every rustle of the wind outside, felt like a whisper of something unseen, creeping closer. Morning came like a lifeline, the first rays of light piercing through the trees. The man staggered to his feet, his body aching, his mind reeling. He turned back toward the direction of the painting. The memory of that face burned into his mind. The sunlight revealed everything in stark, cold clarity. The walls were bare. There was no painting. That face. It had never been a painting. It was a window. The man's blood ran cold as the truth crashed over him. That face. Those horrified eyes. He had seen them through the window, staring in at him all night. That horrific face wasn't trapped in a frame. It was real, pressed against the glass, watching him with terror, as if warning him, as if pleading with him. And now, in the light of day, the face was gone. The forest felt different now. The trees stood taller, darker, and the shadows seemed to stretch further, as if something was hiding just beyond the edge of sight. He could still feel the eyes on him. He wasn't alone. And whatever had been watching him from that one window was still out there, somewhere in the woods, waiting.